Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, episode 354 in the Ruby Track studio. Chris, I see you. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hello.
I'm here. Hello.
He's
I'm
alive. Back. I love it. All right. Good. Well, here we are. Welcome to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast once again. And Chris.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir? Good?
I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good. Just working through a few things that, on the personal side, trying to get back on track and, living the dream as best I can right now. So
there you go.
Without getting into any details, but feeling pretty good.
This heat wave, man, it's been hotter than Hades up here.
Well, geez, yeah, there and here too. I know we've had some
100 plus.
104. I think it was 104 here yesterday. We're recording on a Tuesday morning, but yesterday was pretty freaking hot.
Yeah.
And I know you're up your way. You get that high desert heat. Tumbleweeds probably flying by. You just hold a lighter out your window and poof.
It has. It feels 10 degrees warmer than what it actually registers on the thermometer. We've been in the 90s, high 90s, but it feels, way over 100.
But it's a dry heat.
It is a dry heat. And then in the afternoon, we get the winds, and then it's been red flag warnings and shit. I was over in Incline Village yesterday morning and the day before, and I came back over the hill, and it is hazy. We're getting some smoke from that fire in Calveras, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, man, I hope they get that under control. I know it's just raging right now. So, yeah, 'tis the season, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I haven't been keeping up on things, but I imagine the Forest Service has banned fire, campfires and so forth. Open flame fires.
Yeah, exactly. It's full on, unless you're in a designated camp spot at a campground in a fire ring, contained.
But you still need to have your permit. Make sure you have your fire permit.
Got to have a permit, and friendly reminder, pro tip, you even have to have a fire permit, California campfire permit for your non-charcoal barbecue, so gas barbecue and gas Stove.
Correct.
So a lot of people don't realize that if they're coming in from out of state, especially. The GAN fire, they're calling it. It's by New Hogan Reservoir there, 2,100 acres right now, zero containment. And I believe our buddy Ultra 4 Jones, Kevin Jones, got dispatched to that fire.
Oh, man, they're pulling resources from all over.
They're bringing in, and it's not good. So, anyways, freaking.
So follow the rules, people. Don't be a dick. Forest. We don't want the forests all burned down where we all recreate and have fun. And these beautiful mountain ranges of ours are definitely every fire season are in jeopardy. And don't be a dick. Just if you go up there to recreate, follow the rules and make sure you're in a designated fire pit. And if you're not, don't start a fire. I don't care if you're on the Rubicon. I want to have a hot lunch, and then you start a fire. It happens every year. Start a quick little fire so they can heat up their burrito or whatever the fuck it is, and then they say, and they throw a little dirt on it and drive away. And next thing you know, it's we got a forest fire.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, on to better, more positive stuff here.
Yeah.
You got some reviews?
Comments.
Comments. That's right. Comments on the episode. That's always good from Spotify.
That's right. From our good support, purveyor of our content, Spotify.
Okay.
So these are, let's see, we have one that's from Jake from State Farm.
Farm. Jake.
And this is, he met up with you on the Rubicon. He says, Met Jason on the Rubicon a couple weeks ago when he stopped to check on us and let us use a magnet for a broken axle. Gave us a couple stickers. Super cool dude. Been listening to the show ever since and love it. And this is a comment for for episode 353, the ingenious Pinata dog toy.
That was great. All right, cool. Yeah. We were almost to Soup Bowl. We were coming in from Loon Lake, and they were off to the right. So they had a broken axle, and all the years of wheeling, my tools have been. What do I want to say? Gotten more efficient. I used to carry like a whole fucking toolbox of tools with sockets and everything, and now I've gotten very compact, but a magnet that's glued on. So if you ever buy one of these cheap ass telescoping magnets, make sure you glue the freaking magnet on, because they come off. I use some super duper epoxy, so we were able, or
gnarly glue.
Yeah, and he was able to pull some pieces out and at least get it back together and get out of the trail. So that's cool. It was
what kind of rig did he have?
It was a. Wait a minute. I don't want to. I almost said Cherokee. What was their rig? It was either a Cherokee or I almost think a Blazer. Hang on, I'm gonna go on with the next thing. I'm gonna look up.
It was a full-bodied rig of some sort.
It was a full-bodied rig. Yeah, it was definitely. Oh man. Okay, go on with the next review, and I'll be right back with you.
Next comments from a gentleman named Brett, and this was dropped a day ago. This is great. He says, "They're alive. I thought y'all might have been involved in a tragic Toyota-related incident. Glad all's well and y'all are back on the airwaves. Great catch-up episode, and as always, looking forward to the next."
Right
P.S. I can't wait to hear what y'all think of the Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon I sent Jason a few months back. I've been on the hunt for it for a few years and finally managed to snag a bottle. It was too good not to share. Cheers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's still sitting here. The sample's still sitting here because I refuse to open it without trying it with you, because I'm that kind of a friend. So, but I have been looking at it. Lorenzo keeps looking at it.
I'm sure he does.
I would have Lorenzo looking through the photos right now to find this, but he's not even up yet. He's still in his slumber, in his little nest he built in the corner over there with pillows and a little serape. Serape? Is that what they call it? Serape, the Mexican blanket?
I don't
know. Okay, here we are. I'm getting to the Rubicon now, and I'm going to find the picture. Man, I'm looking forward to wheeling again. This is good.
We're just a few days away from Sierra Trek.
Exactly.
That's this episode's going to drop as I'm sure people are already crowding into Meadow Lake, the beautiful meadow up there near at the top of the Fort Ice Creek Trail, up there in the High Sierra, near just west of Truckee and near Cisco Grove. Beautiful, beautiful location up there. I'm unfortunately not going to make it this year again. It's one of my favorite places to go. It's just it's God's country up there, and from what I'm hearing, and might be obsolete or outdated information, is that the crowd's going to be a little light this year at Trek.
Yeah, who knows? You can speculate about everything, and economy and uncertainty, and I don't know, but I'm going. I'm looking forward to it. I've been going since 1990. So
God, you're old.
I know I am. I got the gray. But look forward to just going up and hanging out and seeing, people I only see once a year up there. So, and it is a beautiful place. So, regardless of the head count, we're going to have a good time. Look for me out there. I'll have stickers, and I'll be milling around camp on Friday and Saturday this week. I got the camper all done some work on that. Before I get into that, though, it is a Blazer. I I remember it being like a Cherokee or Blazer, and it was a Chevy Blazer, so it was badass rig.
Like the small Blazer, or
yeah,
the
small little Trailblazer.
Oh wow!
Yeah, here's a picture of it right there.
Was it straight axle swapped? Because usually those have IFS.
Yeah, it was all solid axle, so it was modified. It wasn't off the showroom floor by any means.
I gotcha.
But anyways, and there's a picture of the broken axle. There you go. See?
Oh boy!
Everybody see it online? Yep. Oh yeah, we're not a video podcast. No. Chris and I have.
No, we are not.
We have faces for radio, so that's we just stay in our lane. We've learned to stay in our lane in our old age.
That's right. That's right.
Anyways, well, that's cool. I'm glad he reached out, and I'm glad he's enjoying the episodes. I told him he only has over 300 to catch up on. So.
354.
That's a lot of road trips.
That is a lot of road trips.
Yeah. Okay, so you got those two reviews, so I will talk real quickly. Update. I've been working on my camper because I've been working on Jesse's camper. He's actually here right now, loading up, getting ready to head over to Meadow Lake.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. So I got rid of the carpet in my camper years ago. Well, it was just like a linoleum floor, and then it had like the carpet kit. Carpet and our off-road scene does not mix. So
shag carpet.
Yeah, I put down, like the Pergo, the luxury vinyl plank, LVP flooring, and it's perfect for our campers. It's waterproof, and you can beat the shit out of it, and it works great. So I did that years ago, but there's still carpet on the step going up to the bed. Right in the front of the cab over, and then the little step below the couch. And camper's fucking 23 years old now, and I've carpet cleaned them and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, this carpet's got to go. So I had some more planks left over. I ran across a little while back, and I'm like, okay, this is a project I want to get done. So I got that done. Pulled the generator out, the old loud the Generac
onboard generator.
Yeah, and it had exactly 100 hours on it.
Jeez.
Now, the actual generator itself still runs and produces electricity, but it's DC. Mm-hmm. And then underneath that step that I was just referring to, underneath the couch, was a rectangular box that I let the smoke out of. So it has capacitors and shit in there that converts the DC to AC.
It's magic.
And it's got fans, and it looks like a super inefficient operation. And it was loud. It worked. It'd run the AC. It'd run the microwave when needed. But
it's a propane hog.
Yeah, and shake the whole fucking camper while it was on. It was like
I've got one on board mine too.
3.0 earthquake every time you fire the thing up. So with all this lithium ion battery technology getting more and more affordable and better capacities and safer and all this stuff.
Less weight.
So I got rid of this generator that I didn't put it on a scale, but I'm guessing it was somewhere near 80 plus pounds. Uh-huh. And then that box and all the wiring and everything. So now I have that where the generator compartment, where the generator was, now I can measure that out and see what kind of battery configuration I want to do and get that done. So I'm working on it. It's a process, and it's expensive, and I'm just trying to weigh out. I've been watching a lot of the Will Prost, I think his name is, that does all these battery testing on YouTube, and he's very
like against Battleborn and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, he's revealed how bad batteries are constructed and the ones that are good. But it's interesting, some of these manufacturers, you go onto Amazon and he'll buy these batteries, exact same brand, and they'll have different components inside. So it's kind of like whatever they got laying around at the factory that day and how they put the battery together,
That's pretty sad that their quality control is so piss poor.
Some of them are. There's others that are legit, but you're paying for those too. So anyways, I still haven't made a decision yet, but right now I have 2 AGM batteries Odyssey Extremes. They weigh 110 pounds each. I put one in the bed of the truck. So every time I load up my camper, I got to lift this 110-pound battery into my truck. And then I got one permanently, in the camper, and then they're connected together with Anderson connectors and all that. They're 100 amp hour batteries. There's no way they're still putting out 100 amp hours. They might be putting out 60 amp hours each.
And they're good for 50% discharge. And so
that's true too, right? So, right now, you could spend $500-$600 on a really good lithium ion battery that's putting out 300 plus amp hours. So one battery will be way stronger than the two batteries I've been running forever that I've never had any power issues with. So,
and it probably only weighs 70 or 60 or 70 pounds.
66 pounds this battery weighs. Wow. So yeah. So I'm thinking through that, our good buddy, Tom Rosa, the Curious Compass, Tom and Karen. Tom has the exact same camper as mine, and he did this exact same thing. Put the batteries in where the generator was and put an inverter in there. So he's given me all his diagrams and stuff, and so I've been, just doing my homework and figuring that out. And then the other thing I did was put a soft start on the AC unit.
Right.
And I thought,
I'm surprised you didn't have one already.
I know. I've been wanting to do it, and then I just kind of had it in my shopping cart, or saved on Amazon, and then the price dropped. There was a sale, and the price dropped significantly. So I bought it a couple months ago, and finally serviced the whole. I cleaned all the condensing coils, and the AC was in good shape, but the condensing coils were dirty, man. There was a lot of freaking brown water coming out of those bad boys.
I imagine it's where you drive and where we camp. It's not unsurprising.
Exactly. So got that all cleaned up. And then the cool thing was, crazy AI. I'm like, hey, I have this Dometic Penguin Duotherm, XYZ model number freaking AC unit. And I bought this model number, blah, 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 ZYN soft start. How do I wire these two together? And within seconds, it had a step-by-step procedure of how to wire, what color wire on the, AC unit to look for and cut and splice or replace with the soft start. And I'm like, okay, hooked it all up, plugged it in, freaking mint. Works great. So pretty amazing. Yeah. You got capacitor in there and stuff,
Right.
I mean, there's, I know enough about electricity that capacitors are dangerous if you short circuit those bad boys.
Yeah.
So
I
like my straight hair. I don't want curly hair. So, anyways, that's what I've been working on. The camper's done. I started packing it last night and get ready for my trip to Sierra Trek. So
sorry, I'm going to miss it once again.
There's an update, but yeah. Well, we'll when you're willing and able, we'll head up to the Rubicon or Meadow Lake or something somewhere.
Get you out later in the season.
Get you out for some mountain therapy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what friends are for. So
there you go.
All right. What else have you been up? You sounds like you've been doing some solo recording.
Well, yeah. So you and I spoke, and I've had people we want to interview, and this one was a while. A couple years ago at Trail Hero, I was trying to get them and different events, and so Moon Rock's We Rock series is coming up.
That's right.
So the WE stands for World Extreme Rocks, Rock Crawling Championship, right? So
that's right.
They're celebrating 25 years.
Holy smokes.
Jake and Caleb, it's a family affair. Colby, their other son, Jake's other son, is involved. They live in Kansas, and they travel all over putting on these events and carrying the torch. So I've been wanting to get their story. It's fascinating to me, this competition rock crawling, especially the unlimited class, like where Dave Wong and the
evolution of the rigs,
John Hemble, who we've interviewed, is just watching them, figure out this puzzle. And I was wondering how these courses get set up, and what the thoughts. So Caleb talked about that. He's the one that sets up the courses. And so this, this coming, not this weekend, the following weekend, the 14th, 15th at Moon Rocks, Sparks, Nevada, they are hosting the We Rocks event there. And it's $20 for a day or $30 for the weekend. So it's silly cheap.
To spectate and camp?
Just to spectate, yep. And camping's free. It's BOM.
Oh, gotcha. Good.
There is a discount code that's mentioned during the episode. So pro tip, listen for that. It will be in our show notes too. And come out and support it. And it is great. It's at 6:00 at night. So
when it cools off,
not in the heat of the day. And I looked at the weather forecast. We're ramping up again this weekend, 102 here, and then it's going down to the low 90s by next Wednesday, Thursday. So it's going to be an awesome event once again. They had over 50 teams competing last year. I bet they're going to be pushing 60 plus, 65 plus teams this year because it's just an awesome venue to host this rock crawling event. So, so I sat down with them. So you want to hear that episode?
Yeah, let's play it.
All right. Hey, Chris, winter's coming up.
Yes, it is.
You know what that means?
Snow.
I love snow.
Snow's good.
So we need to figure out how to go over the snow. Nick, can you help us out with that?
Check out rubytracks.com, your all-in-one source for the greatest over snow vehicle conversion kits on the market. Rubytracks, at Rubytracks, Instagram, Facebook, interwebs.
All right, we've got some special guests here today with us. This has been a long time coming. We got Jake and Caleb from We Rocks today on the podcast. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us on. I know we've tried to do this for over a year now.
I think a couple of years.
It's been a couple years.
Trail Hero. It's like, hey, we should come hang out and let's do it in person. And then we're busy.
You're busy setting up courses and organizing your event. So well, this is good. So we're a couple weeks ahead of Moon Rocks event. But before we get into that, let's just talk about the beginning for you guys when you got involved with We Rocks and how it all evolved to where it is today.
So we'll go with the short side of things as far as
not your story,
the operational side of things. But so we took over We Rock in 2022.
Yeah,
22.
So this is our fifth season of putting on events, and it has been It's been growing. It's been going amazing, and we're having a blast traveling the country, and getting to do what we love and get other people exposed to it, and providing a place for everybody to have a place to do this. So it was getting to where there just weren't many people left in this in this segment. And so we're glad to be able to carry the torch. But we are celebrating our 25th season of We Rock. So, and that is under the We Rock name.
Okay.
Originally, Cal Rocks.
That's right.
Yep. So Big Rich was living in Cedar City at the time. Ranch Pratt had started his series, and I don't remember if it was U Rock or Arca at the time, but
I can't remember which one.
One of those early events came to Cedar City. Big Rich was involved with the off-road club there, and they helped get all the judges and everything for that early event. And Rich kind of fell in love with it, and he's like, you know what, I can do this. He's like, I can put these together. And so they ended up in California a short time later, and that's when Cal Rocks was born. So
yep. And then We Rock, that turned into the World Extreme, and it was all over the country. And now we're 25 years into that.
So the WE stands for World Extreme.
Yep.
Okay.
So we also do have a. It's only once a year, but we do have a We Rock Japan event every year as well, and we're also looking to try and get some other countries back under the We Rock branding as well. So there's some great things in the future that we're working on, and I hope even if half of it comes to fruition, it's going to be awesome.
Yep. Sure.
Right on. So the Japan deal, how much are you guys involved in that? Is that all you, or is that?
No, they put on their own event.
Okay.
Our friend Neazumi, you've probably met him.
Yeah.
With Suda Racing, and they do a great job. They do Trail Hero Japan as well.
Yeah,
that's right.
Every couple of years.
Yeah.
So,
and I think they do a. Do they do a We Rock Japan that week as well?
Yes.
So So it's also like how we do at Trail Hero. They have their We Rock Japan and their Trail Hero Japan all in the same week as well.
Wow, that's cool. Worldwide. Here we go. So, that's interesting. Yeah, I remember Cal Rocks back in the day, and how it's evolved. So 25 years. That's awesome. Thank you guys for carrying the torch and keeping this going, because I know it's a niche, but it's super cool to watch, and you guys are highly organized, and it seems to go flawless. All the events I've seen, I know it's probably crazy behind the scenes, but there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, talk about you got your places you go to all the time, but when you're scouting out courses and with the evolution of these rigs that are getting just crazy, stupid anti-gravity, what goes through your mind when you're setting up these courses, the A courses and stuff, and all the way down to the beginner, just Joe rock crawler like me that wants to compete?
Yeah, so Caleb sets all of our courses. He has really grown into that position, and it is a super challenging job.
It's well, first, I do want to say thanks for saying that it looks organized, because, like you said, behind the scenes it may not be, and it's not usually. So the fact that it looks like it, I mean, that's really the end goal, is that it at least appears organized,
it's all smoke and
well
mirrors
put together.
Yeah, exactly. Like any good event.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people actually ask me. One of the most I get asked this quite a bit. Is, well, do you drive the course before when you set it? And my answer is always the same. No, it's for one, I don't really want to be really on my own pro courses. So we have our two classes of the pro side, and then our sportsman for the amateur. So I set 4 courses for each, and I pretty much go out there, and on the pro side especially, I pretty much go and look at the terrain and see the biggest stuff there and go, okay, I want a gate on that. And then I go to the next area and I go, this is the biggest rock over here, I want a gate on that. This is the hardest line I see over here, I'm going to put a gate on that. And then I kind of build the rest of the course around kind of that hard stuff that, I kind of look at it and go, that's a cool line, I want to see somebody do it. And that's how the pro stuff comes up, really, is it's just, I want to see a car do it. Let's see if they can do it. I see something. Cool. Maybe it's doable. Maybe it's not. Sometimes it's not doable. But what is always the best part is when you think that may not be doable and you see somebody do it. I mean, they come up with something completely out of the box.
Yeah.
And
we'll look
wrong.
at a gate and be like, all right, well, here's 3 different ways you could approach
here's how
this.
You could do it. Here's how we would do it.
Show up and they come up with something so wild that we hadn't even thought of. Like, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So are you out there with like a tape measure for the width between the cones? Are you using armless length? How are you?
You'll see me out there with a 102-inch long piece of PVC, like 3/4-inch PVC or something, and I'm just out there just measuring just from cone to cone, putting it on rock. That's just all it is, just a stick.
It's just a stick.
Big stick.
Most of the time, so when it gets laid out and the concept gets put together for each course, we put cones where we think they're going to go. And honestly, Caleb's got such a good eye that he's usually within maybe 2 to 4 inches of where the cone
unless it's not, then it's like, well, man, that gate's 2 feet wide, or that one's 10 feet wide. And sometimes, so that stick is 102 inches long, and so that's the minimum width. So if you have a 85-inch wide car or an 80-inch wide car, you have 102 inches that you're working with. Now, some of the stuff may be 130 inches, 140 inches. It's about, I'll take it if the obstacle is cool enough and big enough, and it's all, and I want it to be about the obstacle, then I'll put the cones 2 or 3 feet wider, and so you don't have to worry about it. It's just about the obstacle.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I would say we can jump back just a little bit and talk about the courses themselves. So each course is fully boundaried off.
And it's pretty tight. I mean,
it's usually pretty tight.
It is you would think that it would take up less room than it does, really, but we use a lot of rock. But really, it's only probably a couple 100 yards in diameter, usually, I would say.
Yeah, for a big course.
For a big course to, being only 100 feet across, or if I do, there's some courses that I've set, they're probably only 30 feet.
Wow.
And they're just it's just a trail almost of just go over to this gate and then go down the trail and hit this gate, hit down the trail and hit this gate. And so it's completely boundaried off, and that is your area that the course is in. You cannot leave that area, and then you have to go through each gate. It's 2 cones on each, or 1 cone on each side, and you hit the cone, you get penalized. And so it's all about getting through the cones clean, and if you take a backup, you get penalized. So you don't want to back up. You don't want to hit a cone. It's all about precision and thinking ahead. You really have to think very far ahead. You have to have a plan. You're not allowed to run it beforehand. You get 1 shot at it, and that's it. You don't redo it. You don't do it beforehand. You get 1 shot. So it's your best plan. You have to put into action. You have to go through each gate in order, the way I have it drawn. So you'll go from the first gate to the second gate, to the third to fourth. And then if you're in a rear steer car in the top class, you have a 5th gate. So you have 5 gates that you go through. And then you have optional gates that you do for more. They're bonus gates
lines.
And they are that are worth more points, but they're also a bigger risk. And you have to figure out what's worth doing. And there's so much strategy in it of figuring out when to do a bonus. Where are you compared to the next guy? It's very much a chess game, and then rock crawling at the same time.
It's super cool. So talk about the point system for people that aren't familiar with it, because it's kind of opposite of what you would think. Not high score doesn't win.
Yeah, exactly. We are looking for low score. So it does get complicated. For each gate you go through, you get bonus points for that. So you get rewarded if no one finishes the course, but you get further than anyone else.
So each gate you get through, you do get some negative points. So gate 1 is worth -1 point. Gate 2 is worth -2 points. So at the end of it, you could have a -10 for finishing the course, or if you run 5 gates, you'll have a -15. And then you get those points for each gate you go through. And then each penalty you get, a cone is a 10-point penalty. That goes against your negative score.
But you can take 9 reverses.
You can take 9 reverses.
Which is a reverse is a 1-point penalty.
Oh, it's only 1 point. That's right.
Take 9 reverses and still gain a point over running over the cone.
Yeah.
So it's huge strategy, and this all happens in a 10-minute time
10
frame.
minutes. You only have 10 minutes to run your course, and you have to figure out how not to back up, when to back up, when to not hit cones, when to take the bonus gate, when to go to a spotter strap, which is also a penalty, when to 800 things going on in these rock crawlers, especially the top shelf ones. It's not.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, you're operating a vehicle that's got 16 levers, a steering wheel, brake, throttle,
rear steer, lockers, cutting brakes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're going to have your cutting brakes. Most comp cars have cutting brakes for each wheel. So there's 4 options you have to operate brakes.
You have lockers.
Right. You got lockers.
Lockers front and rear.
Selectable locker
you have
front and rear.
Winches,
so there's 2.
front and rear that connect the chassis to the
suck
axle.
down
so
winches.
You can help control.
Yeah.
Yep, you can help control the suspension. And now we actually have the opposite of a suck down winch is the
hydraulic
shocks.
Hydraulic shocks that they're using. Yeah.
And so you can.
So there's 4 more levers.
Yeah.
Plus the normal, you have your transfer case.
Case.
You're going to have
2
a twin
levers.
stick.
Yeah.
So you got 2 levers there. Now we've thrown in another lever, which operates a separate clutch on the rear drive line.
So you can have a slipper.
Yes,
and then
the
you
slipper.
still have the normal things of operating
and you
the
still
gas
have to
and
drive
the
a
brake.
car at the same time.
You still have to turn a wheel and hit a brake and a gas pedal. Oh, and rear steer too. You got the rear steer button or lever.
And also do all of this all while almost rolling over for about 10 minutes.
So yeah, I mean that gives me goosebumps just thinking about all the things
we have
that
been
you
talking
have to
about
do, and to watch these guys do it seamlessly.
And you have to be almost flawless to compete at with this top level of teams. It amazes me sometimes really what these teams can do and how well they do it. You have so many things going on, and they still go out there and put down sometimes a flawless run, 1 point penalty, 1 cone. And it's like, I don't even know how you do that. You have so many things, and the pressure. You have so much pressure of 1 screw up, 1 cone, or 1 backup. That can take you out of the lead. So you have all that pressure, all the pressure of driving the car, and you have to, it's a 3-part team. You have the car, you have the driver, and you have your spotter. And all of those have to work together. Not a single one of those things can really be off at any point, because that's when stuff goes wrong. That's when the car rolls over. That's when you hit cones. You have to be in tune with your spotter, car, and you have to be able to drive.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So going back to some of that chess game strategy, it's been it's fun as a spectator, which I'm just a spectator. Maybe someday I'd like to compete, but right now I'm just an avid spectator, and watch how some of these guys, like, they'll come into the gate backwards. They'll start backwards because it puts them in better position, or they, So one more step backwards. They're not allowed to drive the course before, but they're allowed to walk it. Correct. So they, I've gone out there with Dave Wong and these guys and watched them walk it, and it's great listening to them of what they're thinking. I'm like, hey, just kind of walk me through what you're looking for and what you're thinking. And he's like, okay, well, I know my car can do this. I know this is going to be, I'm not even going to try this bonus line. This is just stupid. Or we're definitely taking the bonus line. This is totally doable in my car. So there's all that strategy beforehand. And then, like I say, starting the gate backwards where they're backing into an obstacle or something, or the first gate, because it sets them up for the next gate better, or whatever it may be. It's really cool. And people do it differently, and you got different cars and different tools to play with there between all the lockers. And, if you got the shocks that you can hydraulic shocks and stuff, it's crazy. So good stuff. So has there been, Caleb, any courses you set up or an obstacle that comes to mind that you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or it was just that one was a little dicey.
Yeah. When was that? That was in Farmington, New Mexico, for Grand Nationals 1 or 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2
now,
years
I
ago.
think.
Okay.
I think I've set one more. I can't think of it now.
The one in Cedar this year was a good one too.
Which one was
that Sawyer? Was attempting rolled over on.
Yeah, that was not like Farmington though.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was
It wasn't
almost
scary.
impossible, but it wasn't death defying.
Yeah. But I know Farmington a couple of years ago for Grand Nationals, I set a bonus gate that when you looked at it from day one, you're driving through it. It was sketchy, but it was just kind of like you had these two big kind of mounds in the rock formation. It's all sandstone rock out there, and it kind of like, we call it kind of like a mashed potato looking thing. But you had these two mounds that were there, and I had them pretty much kind of cross over them, except on the back side of it was Brown Springs. That was the springs, which you were 25, 30 feet.
Yeah, it's a good drop into the...
and it was undercut. So it was probably 30. Well, and then you're sitting up in the car, so you're probably 40 feet of just a cliff, a straight cliff down to rock and then down to sand. And going through it on day one, they drove up through there and it wasn't that bad. But on Sunday, we reversed the courses, so they went through it forwards that direction. Well, on Sunday, they had to drive to the edge of that 40-foot cliff that was undercut, and then back. They ended up actually going through and then backing through the bonus gate, and it wasn't bad until the right rear pinched and started to climb, and that pretty much unsettled the whole car. And that most teams actually picked up a tire leaning towards the cliff.
Yeah.
And it was honestly, it was hard to watch even for me. Like, I'm like, I set this gate, I don't want to hurt somebody. It's,
right.
I kind of hold that responsibility of, making a gate that is, isn't going to hurt somebody. And it was honestly hard to watch because they would get I would say the right front tire would be on the edge.
Wow.
There probably wasn't any rock really left in, that was showing. The tire was that far on the edge. And then once they're on that edge, then the car would unload towards the cliff. And I know it was kind of hard to watch. And I will say though, the stories about it, hearing the spotters and the drivers talk about it afterwards, of the spotter being like, you're good, it looks really good, and the driver's like,
it doesn't feel good.
No, this is not good. And he's like, you're fine, you're okay. And like the driver's like, my brake foot was just shaking, like it was just shaking so
got the
bad.
sewing
He's
machine
like,
leg,
terrified.
Yeah.
Like because the car
but the spotter's just reiterating that everything looks good. It's going to plan. Well, they get off course and the spotter's like, oh no, dude,
that was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, that's their job, is to keep him calm, and
right.
And at work nobody got hurt. But it's
pretty much as soon as the right rear finally crested, the car settled down, and they backed through it. Now Jesse Haynes was running Pro Mod in a Willys buggy, and I would never have thought somebody would have tried coming back through that gate with no rear steer. And he didn't really. He made it through.
He got really close.
And I think they actually didn't even hit the cone because they rolled off of it, not on the cliff side. They actually rolled off into the uphill side, into the, like, after the cliff.
Wow.
And the cage caught, and he just kind of pinned it and got away from the cone. Like, the whole car was sitting over the cone, but it never touched it. And but he was on his side. And I think after 2 full rotations on his side, the car finally caught and went back onto all 4. But he did 2 donuts on the driver's side. Like, just, I'm sure there was dust and sand just coming in the door and everything, and he just held it to the floor, and 2 full revolutions before it finally came back onto all 4 tires.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a tremendous responsibility. That's got to be going through your mind. Like you mentioned, it's like, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I got to keep it challenging enough for these guys. And they're pushing the limits with these car builds. And you're an obstacle like you just described, where a tire's right on the edge of this 40-foot drop off. It's like, okay, this is going to give them a challenge. This is going to get their attention, but what's the consequence if somebody misses this line, And it's like, man, that's a lot to think about when you're setting up those courses. I don't envy you.
Risk management is is definitely one of those things.
I definitely
doing
walked
extreme
away.
things.
Yeah, I walked away on Sunday, and I'm like, I'm never setting a gate like that again.
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay.
I cannot set a gate like that again. The thing is it's not usually intentional. But
Yeah.
and you're like you said, you're chasing that challenge. You're
Mhm.
chasing that, extra bit, and sometimes that ends up being on a 40-foot cliff.
Yeah.
And there you are. The cones are there. Somebody's going to do it.
Right.
You can't set something that like somebody's going to push it and go for it. And that's always my worry is you get somebody that honestly shouldn't be on there. Like it's like you don't maybe not have business being up on that bonus gate, but you set that cone there and they're going for it. That's what that's you're dangling that 10 points in front of them and they want it.
Sure. Yeah, especially as competitive as it is with those pro mod guys. Where do you like? What's like your favorite place to set up a course? Do you have a favorite place? Do you like a particular, like the Red Rocks, the crazy traction at Sand Hollow, or is it you like the loose stuff in some of these other areas, or granite and slippery?
I like traction because if you have traction, you can do cool stuff.
Okay.
So Mason, Texas, Katimsi Rocks, K2 has ridiculous traction. I've never been to a place like it before. It's massive boulders, and you can do stuff there you didn't even know was possible in a car because there's so much traction. It's like 20 grit sandpaper.
Yeah.
And that place is always fun, and there's so much rock down there. And my favorite place is probably any place that's new. Any new terrain that I can find new lines, that's cool because I get to go in and look at it and go, well, nobody's ever done this line, and I set it. And I've had, I know for last year at Moon Rocks, I even on the sportsman side, on the smaller stuff, there was guys that would come up and be like, I've wheeled here my entire life, and I've never done that line,
never seen that line
to do that line, and I was able to push them to find something new. And on the pro stuff, breaking lines that have never been done. And just because you would never think about doing it until you put a cone on there and I forced them to do it. Then all of a sudden it's anyone's game of who can do it, and to push and when you're pushing like that, you're pushing people to be better drivers too. I mean, what you learn in competition driving completely changes how you even trail wheel. I don't drive the same. I don't know of anyone that's competed and still drives the same on the trail. I mean, you're doing every dig before you go to back up even on the trail. And you just learn so much about the car because you're pushing it in ways you would never push. You're doing lines that you would never even think of to do on a trail. I mean, how many times are you going to drop off of a 20-foot wall sideways on the trail? There's no reason to do that on the trail, but here we are. We got 10 minutes. We're sending it.
There are a lot of times that if I came across a certain obstacle that we require them to do on the trail, I would find another way around. Like,
well, and now we just fall off of this on 15-foot wall,
like you're doing it, and that's the thrill for me, and that's what I love about competing is just pushing yourself, and it's so much fun, and because you're doing things that you would never do before, and I don't play sports. I don't play games. And I think the biggest thing for me is probably that I'm too competitive, and I don't enjoy it. But rock crawling, like I live and breathe rock crawling. I have since I could, since I could get behind the wheel of even like a Power Wheels, well, they weren't powered back in my day, but anyways.
Yeah, I was going to say you had to pedal back in our day.
Yes.
I had the Power Wheels.
He had Power Wheels.
And I remember Colby rolling his off the wall just outside the window here. I remember it was upside down and he was still in it.
Yeah, maybe
I ended up in the creek. That was like a 15-foot dirt.
So that's where it all started. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So
I think you even have a picture
been right since.
of picture of me on 2 tires over here on the rock wall.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So not much has changed.
Yeah. So both the boys help out at the events. Colby runs all of the registration, the merch trailer, and takes care of all the things that.
So if you sign up, that's who you talk to. You talk to Colby. And then
Caleb handles.
If you complain about the course, you're talking to me. Probably
talking to Caleb.
Yeah. Yep.
And then what do you do, Jake?
I'm not really sure yet. I seem to send a lot of emails and make a lot of phone calls.
There you go.
And I drive a lot of miles.
Yeah.
And
so basically, I'm just a truck driver. Yeah.
He makes it look nice.
Yeah.
After I go and tell him that you need to put stuff there and there. And
yeah. Once Caleb gets done doing his stuff, then my job is to come in and, make sure our marketing partners are visible as much as possible, and gives us. We set up our courses, which is actually something kind of unique, but we set up our courses to where we will take our marketing partners, flags and banners, and we'll do each course separately. So that way, when we're doing the live feeds or we're announcing, on site, it's like, hey, we're over here on the Branding Motorsports A1 course.
Yeah.
And you build that repetitive, nature into what you're talking about, and just keep pushing that brand recognition and building, good marketing, abilities for our partners. That's pretty much my job.
Yeah. You're the marketing guy.
Yep.
Boots on the ground, marketing guy.
I do all the marketing online usually.
Yeah. Caleb is also our IT guy.
IT department, live streaming department, marshalling department, judging department.
Yeah. I also do trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
So, yeah. It's there's just the three of us.
Yeah, it's 3 people. So you do. Every person does every job.
So it's a family affair. You don't have any other employees.
Nope, we do not. So, but both the boys, we both had them out wheeling with us at 4 months old. So we had them ratchet strapped in a car seat in the back of my Bronco, and we've wheeled all over this country and absolutely love it. So
and then you competed 06 to 2012.
I think 2011 might have been my last season,
and that was in mod stock. So it's kind of gone away. But they used to have a big pro class that was mod stock, and it was 35s and a full body.
Yeah,
and that's what he ran, and so he's got more competitive years than me.
Okay.
But I also jumped right into a full-blown buggy in Pro Modified in 2019. We drove Kenny Bloom's yellow Pro Mod, and then he took that car back, and then we built a rear steer car and ran unlimited in 21.
And then 22.
So we kind of come. 22. We took over.
You said, "Okay, let's run this thing."
Unfortunately, sold the rear steer car to fund the purchase of We Rock, and so we're. Yeah.
But it gives us a unique perspective of running the events now, coming at it from a competitor view.
Sure,
we've competed. We know what makes it fun for a competitor, and to push hard lines, that was always fun. To make it the competition, I mean, to have to fight for a win to where it felt good to win. That was once you. Pretty almost everybody that I talk to that comes out and competes, they get on course and they're like, we've never felt anything like it. We trail wheel all the time. And as soon as you put that helmet on, you put 10 minutes on it, and you have that pressure, it's completely different. It is a completely different feeling. I mean, I remember driving, I think he does as well, where you don't even hear the car. You don't care what the car sounds like. You don't care what gets destroyed. You care about getting to that finish gate and getting your points.
Wow.
And it just completely changes, your feeling driving a car when you put, that pressure on.
That's extremely important that you guys started, competing and then into running this thing. Yeah. So you definitely do know what it's like to be in that driver's seat and competing, and, what makes a good event and what, things that could be improved or whatever. But yeah, that's super important to have that background knowledge as well. Hey, Jake, so do you ever look at Caleb's courses and might offer a little suggestion, or are you just hands off and just let it go?
He pretty much runs me out these days. So
unless I need it, I will be like, hey,
you will ask for okay.
This. Yeah.
Yep. So pretty much anymore. As soon as we get on site, he heads out and starts walking and visualizing how the courses are going to lay out. I start unloading everything. And then once he's got a good concept as to what he's doing, if he's hung up on how to
fit everything
in one place, or come up with another way to use the same rock in a different way, he'll come over and ask me. I'll give him maybe 2 or 3 suggestions, and then he kind of runs with that. And
cool.
But yeah, so when I 5 years ago when I took over We Rock, I was doing all of it, setting up the courses all by myself.
Sure.
And the boys were still in school. And so, since we run year round, there were a lot of events that they weren't able to help at. So,
gotcha.
So I started doing everything all by myself, and then now we've been able to kind of break it up and find a specialty for what everybody excels at, helping out with the events.
Right on. That's cool. And then, so you got the 3 of you running that thing, but you guys rely heavily on volunteers. For judges and stuff. So how does all that work, and how do you vet out, judges? Because that's all subjective, right? I mean, obviously, if they hit a cone, they hit a cone, but it's tight, man. I've seen some of these guys come real close to a cone, and there's a judgment call there, and so how do you?
It's very, very difficult. As you know, trying to hire anybody for any job right now is very, very difficult, let alone to get someone to come out and, volunteer 4 hours of their time and put themselves out to where they do have to make judgment calls, to the best of their ability. And sometimes it's exactly that. It is a judgment call. It's like, there's not an instant replay where we can just look at every call and be like, all right, well, I see what happened here or whatever, So
but
we end up judging quite a bit just to help make the events possible. And so it is a challenge. We've got some really good incentives. Raceline Wheels hooks us up with a set of beadlock wheels to give away.
Nice.
Every year. So if you come out and judge with us, your name goes in the drawing for that.
That's cool.
If you come out and judge with us for, say, 4 events, your name goes in the pot 4 times.
Gotcha.
So we've got an RC car giveaway that we're doing as well. And then we've got a gift certificate from Tire Right, the tire inflation stuff that the best gauges in the world. You have an opportunity to pick up one of those as well.
That's
Plus,
cool.
I mean, you get a T-shirt that no one else can get,
and you get to be in a place nobody else gets to get.
That's
you get
true.
to be on course. You get to listen to the guys. You listen. You get to hear the driver. You get to hear the spotter. You get to see every bit of the action, and it's. Judging can be tricky at times, and you are out on the rocks, and so it can be tiring too. But I love it, and it is. I go through and I go over everything with the judges. We have a video, and so it is a lot of rules, but it is, hey, they hit that cone. they took a backup.
Yep.
You're watching that. And so it really, you have to find your groove, and it is daunting. You have, the video is like 40 minutes, and I go over a list of 40 things, and it's like, oh my God, what are we getting into? And I'm like, I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
But
then
go
Caleb
out
goes
there.
over the Cliff Notes version of things you actually need to know.
Like let's go over to the course. All right. They're going to start. They're going to be here. They're going to walk on. You start 10 minutes. That's running. Then, all right, you watch that cone. Then somebody will watch that cone. All right, they got through it. Mark it. Move on. All right, next one. All right, they hit the cone. All right, moving on. Like it is a lot of rules in there, and because there's reasons they're in there. Somebody's going to try something, and you have to be able to be like, that's not against the rules. But there's also, any questions, anything happens, you have a radio, and I will make sure, everything gets understood and clarified. And I would much rather have somebody ask, well, hold on, let's stop. What is this? Like, all right, I can help with that. Sure. And it is daunting, but it is fun. And it's, at the end of the day, you are calling cones and reverses. And so it's not, I wouldn't say it's not as bad as you would think. And
it's not as bad as we make it sound.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're probably making it sound worse than it is, right?
But I highly recommend anyone that has or that loves rock crawling, or anyone that's interested in maybe coming out and competing. Coming out and judging is an amazing
it's a really good way to learn
so much stuff. Even if you don't get into competing, if you end up saying, maybe this isn't for me, you can see how the teams are, what they're doing to the car, and what the discussions are that they're having. It's just such a great way to learn, high level things from the pros.
And you just learn so much about how a car acts. You see how a car acts because we're pushing it to the extreme every event, and so you learn what that extreme is. What does a car really do when you're barrel rolling it down, 15 feet down the wall. And
a lot of these guys, we talked about Jesse rolling over there a couple of years ago in his pro modified car. A drag axle car is much more difficult to get back onto its tires
than a rear steer.
Yeah. But when you have that knowledge of, hey, this is the situation that I'm in, I need to know which way to turn my tires and which direction to move the car forward and back. They know that stuff. So when something goes wrong, they're already in the process of trying to correct, what's
because if you don't correct it and you don't know, you roll the car over. Because I don't know of an event really lately that there hasn't been a rollover or somebody a gate where almost every car you have to throttle out of it. You have to know how to keep the car on all four, and you learn that by watching, and then you learn it by doing. And that's the judging is a great way to learn the rules. If you're thinking about competing, come out and judge. You learn all the rules, and then the next event, you go and run our amateur series, and you can run in our sportsman series, where the obstacles are much more tame. They're still really hard, though.
There's still some daunting stuff there.
They're not. I wouldn't say they're daunting.
They're hard,
but they're hard.
But they don't have the exposure.
Risk. There's not the risk in it.
Right. But you don't have the big risk. Okay.
The cone, they're still challenging. They're still going to be hard stuff, and you just don't have that risk.
There you go. I like it. No, you're absolutely right. Being, a judge on the course, it's great being on the course. I've been media on the course, and to hear the driver and spotter communicate and, work through that puzzle, that obstacle, that getting through those cones without hitting them. I've picked up some really cool tips, for my just regular rec wheeling just by watching them. Now I don't have all the fancy buttons and levers, but just learning how to make the car work and and figure things out. It's cool. It's that's highly recommended. So if
it's
somebody
all about car control for sure.
Car control, absolutely. So if somebody wants to volunteer, how do they go about doing that?
The best way is to just send us an email, a phone call,
any way,
a
Instagram,
message on
Messenger,
Facebook,
and
carrier pigeon,
contact,
carrier pigeon,
yes.
100%.
Yep. Just get in contact with us. We will get you the video, and then you get into the event. You get to come out into the event, and you come out and judge, and you're automatically entered. You sign up once you're on site, and then that automatically puts you in for any of the giveaway stuff. And then I go over everything, and we start, and you're out there being a part of the We Rock family. You're out there on course. You get to know the teams. You get to it's another way to get involved into competitive rock crawling, even if you don't have a high-end buggy. If you want to to run the pro stuff, maybe you want to come out and just still hang out, come out and judge, and you get to know everybody. You get to learn things. You get to just be honestly a very huge part of it, because without volunteers we can't really run. So you get to be a huge part of it, and it's just a great time.
So with Moon Rocks just like a week and a half away, how many volunteers do you need? And this episode's going to come out in the next day or two, so it'll be about a week and a few days here before you get boots on the ground at Moon Rocks.
Yeah. Well, we've got Amber's Lawson is signed up.
Amber, she's not competing in her Samurai.
No, but she helps us judge. She helps us get judges. Actually picking up some Samurai parts from her.
There you go.
Samurai parts.
There you go. She's got a bunch of those laying around.
Yep.
We always need more volunteers, and so more the better. And so if you're interested in coming out and volunteering, just let us know, and we'll take care of you.
We'll get you fed.
Yeah,
we
do
free T-shirts.
We do meals and drinks and T-shirts and giveaways, and so more the better. We can always use more help. Whether you'll be on, we need quite a bit to run the course, especially in Reno. I need to, once we get on site, I'll know a little bit better, but we'll be actually probably running 12 courses at once.
Wow.
Last year we ran 12 courses. We did 8 sportsman courses running at once, and then 4 pro. And so we need a lot of help to make sure all that goes smoothly, because it's such a huge area up there between NorCal and in the Nevada area. We had 50 some teams, I think, last year. So absolutely amazing. And if you're thinking about coming out and competing, even come out and run in the sportsman side. We have a class for you. We have Sportsman C is our kind of stock class. I think last year we actually did have the Silver State Bronco.
The new G6,
the new IFS. He ran in Sportsman C along with some leaf sprung Toyotas and a Comanche. I think they may have even won.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think they won because they got mad. I called it a Toyota.
Once you roll it enough time, they start to look the same.
It's all raisined up. It looks like a Toyota.
I think that one might have actually been pretty clean still.
I think it was.
The Toyota
really
did look like a Toyota, though. And then we have our Sportsman B class, which is anything from kind of a mild tube chassis buggy to even a little bit more extreme. And then our Sportsman A class is the rear steer class, kind of the sportsman side. It's not necessarily a rear steer class. It is a rear steer allowed class. It is a 10-point penalty to use the rear steer.
That's right.
But the sportsman side is you're learning. You're learning the courses, and you're learning the game. And if you want to step up into the big stuff, then come out, and with some a few safety upgrades, you can be right there into the pro class from sportsman.
Yeah.
So
Sportsman B in Tennessee here just a couple weeks ago, we had a brand new competitor. He'd been following We Rock for a number of years, had always wanted to compete, came out, worked with, I wouldn't say a seasoned spotter, but someone that, had played the game before. They ended up taking the win in Sportsman B, and
that's cool.
So it's so cool, to have the local teams come out and mix it up with guys that are traveling the series too. And there's always a big excuse. They're like, well, I don't want to mess up points and things like that. Well, that's amazing for us. We love that. We love the drama of right now we've got a Sportsman A competitor. Emmett Miserak is, how old is he now? He just had a birthday.
9. I think he's still single digits.
Still single digits.
He is going for his fourth win.
Yes,
his fourth win, trying to chase down the Brannick National Championship. So they were looking for a car to run in Reno.
Yeah, they're a Georgia-based team, Barefoot Motorsports, and they are trying to get qualified for the national points by showing up to Reno, which is the last chance for any team to get national points. So it's addictive.
Yeah, once you try it, you will understand that. Well, we ran in Texas. Well, if we just went up to Tennessee, that would qualify us for the regional, but we really need 3 events. So then we just go to West Virginia as well. And then if we did all that, we might as well hit Indiana, and then we have 4 events, and that's the Brannick Series. Or if you're on the West Coast, you do Arizona and Utah and Nevada, and then you're qualified really well for the regional series. And if you come to Texas, that's for national. So let's just go one more event, and then we didn't do very well at that event. Now we have to go all the way across the country because we got to fix that score. We got to get a better score, and all of a sudden you're following across the country chasing points, and you'll love it.
That's great.
It's part of it, and it's amazing. There's nothing else like competitive rock crawling.
So a rec wheeler wants to come out and compete in the sportsman class, depending on if they're bringing a raisined up Toyota or a buggy or something. What's the requirements, safety requirements, or anything what would you need to know if you were just wanted to compete at Moonrocks for sportsmen?
Yeah, so if you want to come out and compete, you need 2 fire extinguishers on the vehicle. I always recommend having one within driver's reach and then one outside the vehicle. That is what I recommend. You have to have firewall and safety, some paneling to make sure there's no any fluids, anything hot that could come out, kind of protects you from that. And then you need to have, the driver has to have a DOT helmet, and then a roof above the driver's head and a good battery tie down. And then you have to have harnesses.
Okay. That's it.
So, yep. And then you come out. And I mean, I would say 70% of the rigs you see on the trail pretty much are already ready to go in a We Rock competition. Sure. You may just need to, most of them just put a second fire extinguisher on and you're ready to go.
Well, I know my buddy James Davenport competed in the blue goat built buggy last year. He's looking forward. He's competing again this year at Moonrocks, and he painted a 97 on the side with a rattle can. I go, do you really need a number? But it's funny. It's still there.
Yeah.
And I told him his buggy just looks better with the numbers on it there, looks like a race car.
Yeah. You put race car numbers on it, it looks way better. You do need to have an identifying number. That way, if we're looking for you to go on course or something, we're looking for you, we can look for, we're looking for car 97.
Sure.
Yeah. With, we had well over 50 rigs at Baghdad 2 years ago.
Yep.
In Arizona, and so the chances of we know almost everyone, but a lot of times when we're trying to be quick about it and we're like, hey, we need this rig. I don't know who those people are. I don't know what they drive. I can look and I can find car number 97. I'd be like, that's who I'm looking for.
That's cool. Yeah. Right on. So how many teams are signed up right now for Moonrocks? Do you know off the top of your head?
We have not looked.
Yeah, I've not looked.
And then people can register on site, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or do you have to
register
do you have to
online,
pre-register?
or on site?
Okay.
And so the schedule for Reno, Friday noon to 4.
Yep. Noon to 4.
Noon to 4 is tech and registration. So anytime noon to 4, if you've registered online, or you just come out and you can talk to Colby in the trailer and he will get you signed up. I will tech you in, make sure the car passes, and then you'll be good to go. You'll be signed up, you'll be entered, and then we will have running orders letting you know where you're starting, when you're going, and you get a scorecard. We do drivers meeting at 5 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock we start with the national anthem, and 10 minutes will start, and the first cars will go on the courses.
Wow. Okay. And then for Saturday, what's the schedule for Saturday?
Saturday, we will just start at 6 p.m. So we will play national anthem again, and then 10 minutes will start, and you'll be on course.
Off it goes. It was so cool. It was great to see it come back to Moon Rocks. I know it had its hiatus for a while. It's such a great venue with everybody. All the rock crawling courses are right there. All the camping area up elevated a little bit, so you could actually just be from camp and start watching, all the different courses going on. It's great. So what does it cost for a spectator to go out for the weekend?
For an adult ticket, 1 day ticket is $20, and it is $30 for a 2-day pass. And if you purchase them online at werocklive.com, you can use the discount code WeRock26W3 for Western Series Round 3, and save 20% on those tickets as well.
Holy smokes! What a bargain!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We've got we'll have food vendors. We've got ice cream vendor
ice
signed
cream
up.
And
so
smoothies.
I'm on board. It's all about for me. I enjoy having some amazing food vendors, and I definitely like ice cream.
We always have places. We're out there for the whole week setting up, and so we learn what food is in town.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great spot there. So you guys actually head into Reno there, or Sparks proper, I guess.
Spark, yep.
Yeah. We'll run into Sparks quite a bit. It's it's about as far as I like to drive the Bronco on a on a normal basis. The motor is it's a little tired, and but.
It'll still roll you back over on all four after you roll over.
There you go. So you guys are getting there when? Then you're getting there Monday or something?
We plan on being in Sunday night at the latest Monday morning. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So that way we'll have plenty of time. Mainly because Vegas to Reno, the wrong way.
Yes.
Kicks off. Tech and Contingency Thursday.
Yep,
that's correct.
We'll be down. We'll be downtown hanging out with everybody and handing out flyers and answering questions. And then Friday night we'll be up at putting on the event starting at 6 p.m.
Okay, cool. I will see you Thursday at the Reno to Vegas, Dayton to Vegas.
Dayton, yeah, exactly.
And then I'll be rolling into camp. I don't know if I'm going to go Thursday night or Friday morning, roll into Moon Rocks, hang out with you guys. So looking forward to it. Like I say, it was a blast last year. It's fun seeing everybody there. So there you go. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, $30 for the weekend. You can't go wrong. $20 for a day ticket. And then we'll have that discount code in our show notes there. So I got to ask about Donner Ski Ranch. Is it ever coming back? Is there any talks?
Bucket list?
I know.
Bucket list item. I would say I would do anything to get in there. Probably can't do that because we could probably get in there if I could do anything. But if there is a way for us to get back into Donner, that would be a huge bucket list item. I've never competed at Donner. And almost every competitor that we've had on the We Rock Live podcast on Wednesdays, you ask them what their favorite event is, and if Donner is not the top of the list, it's number 2 or number 3, and it's because they won in a spectacular fashion at a different venue. But I've been to the ski area there. I mean, Tahoe is just an amazing place, and to be able to tie those two things together, and have the beautiful granite and the scenery, the elevation, just everything like that is a bucket list item. So if there's any way we can get back in to have an event at the Donner Ski Ranch, we are on board with that for sure.
Yeah, it was great. That's where I first got to see, competitive rock crawling live. And, at the time I'm watching, these guys that I didn't really know who they were at the time. Shannon Campbell, and then his son was out there, Wayland, competing. And it's like, okay, this is like pre-Ultra 4 stuff, right? And then, become friends with the Wicks, and they competed out there. They're from Truckee. And then you got Jason Shear that was competing out there, and all these guys that I'm looking back through old photos, and I'm like, holy crap. That's these guys that's where they started, and then they became these badass Ultra 4 racers, so it's cool.
Well, and that's it. It's about you learn that car control, at a slower pace, and then they're just applying it to a much quicker pace, higher speed stuff. But it comes down to the basics of operating a car successfully to keep it on the tires.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I got to ask, with all these, there's some incredible, highly competitive competitors out there. The Brassadinis, and you got the Dickies, Matt and Brent, and the Melchers, and John Himble, and I mean the list goes on and on. What you guys got? Any comments? You want to pull a favorite out of the hat there, or somebody you really enjoy watching, or without pissing anybody off here, but picking favorites. But no, I mean, it's pretty incredible cast of characters there.
It's absolutely incredible. And these young kids, Colter Brassanini, absolutely amazing. Love watching that kid. I have been really, really impressed with Sawyer Brassanini. He hasn't just it hasn't been smooth. He shows up. They have some good courses. They've had a lot of issues with breakage in the car. And a lot of times, teams will shut down and they're like, wow, we broke. We're out of it. Sawyer is out there thrashing on that car, getting it put back together, and it's impressive.
An easy, they break an axle. It's not just pull apart. You have to take that 400-pound tire with water in it and a Hummer portal off of it, or Jesse Haynes portal off of it, and that adds quite a few extra steps that don't make it easy. And he's out there tearing the whole corner of that car apart to fix a shaft or replacing shocks, and it is, and you have to not give up. And you have to have that attrition, and you have to, when needed, you have to thrash and get that car back, into operating, and go finish more courses, because you never know what's going to happen. One break may not, it may take you out of it for that day, but you never know what's going to happen on the next course. You never know what's going to happen on the next day. Anything can happen.
Yeah. So just kind of rolling through the unlimited class, Michael Brassanini teamed up with longtime spotter Chris Poblano, Jesse Haynes spotter for many years, and then he spotted for very successful drivers before Jesse as well. And should be a super solid team. They just haven't figured out how to put all of the pieces together yet for those guys. But Michael's an incredible driver. They've got great cars, and Chris is an incredible spotter. So they've got some wins, but they haven't been able to really just have a super solid season yet.
He is the 25 Brannick National Champion.
Yep.
But this season, they've had some really hard competition with the Dickies stepping up.
Yeah.
And they always put on an amazing show. I don't think I've ever seen somebody drive a car quite like Brett.
Right.
No fear, and if
just as if you were to get up and put on your pants in the morning, that young man slips into that rock crawler
and then slips it off of a 15-foot cliff,
right,
off sideways under, just
no big deal.
Another day on one tire.
Yep.
What to do?
Same thing with John Himble. Super competitive. He held the world record for the fastest man on skis for many years. Making the transition into the slowest motorsport possible. And he has had some very, successful runs, but unfortunately hasn't been able to put together a whole, just a whole season or even a whole event yet.
You have
being
nine courses. You have 9 courses, 90 minutes where you have to drive 110%. And any slip up can mean, even if it can mean, you lose 10 points, or it can mean you lose 60 points because you rolled the car over and couldn't finish.
Right.
And it's putting together those 9 courses that is a challenge. And you have to have 9 good courses and, do well in the shootout and in order to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, our pro trail class for the Eastern Series
has been absolutely amazing.
We went into it's been our biggest field of the season on the pro side, and we went into the Eastern Series finals
with a three-way
tie for who was going to end up being in that for the Eastern Series, and all 3 of those people ended up on the podium.
Yep, they were first, second, third.
Wow.
But we had a class of 10 pro trail in Dayton, Tennessee for the Eastern Series final. We had 7 or 8 in Indiana, and then we had 10 in West Virginia. And that's such a cool class. That's more of your your
you guys are wheeling,
your
extreme trail rig,
2-seat rear steer buggy where you're going and running hard, the hard trails in Sand Hollow, but you're in a bigger car that you may not, you don't quite fit going up against, a 78-inch wide moon buggy. Well, come out into the pro trail class. It's the cones are a little bit wider, because the cars are wider, and so it's that class for those trail cars, and it is every bit as fun and challenging. And it's the best part about it is you still have you get to come into the WeRock family and meet all the competitors and learn. And pro trail is a great pro class if you're if you're running some extreme hard stuff in a rear steer car, and come out and you can try the pro trail class.
That's cool. That's what's great about it is you can make that progression, right? You're just in a Joe wreck wheeler and go, hey, I want to dip my toe in this water. And then, next thing you know, you're traveling across the country competing and chasing those points, and you're addicted. So I see it in James. He's pushing. His buggy will have rear steer here in the next year. I guarantee it. He's in it. He loves it. And it's great. Right on.
That's one of the things. The pro trail class. One of those teams that was fighting for the Eastern Series is driving a car from 2005 or 6.
Yeah, it's a 20-year-old. It's Dana 60s. Reed Knuckles, I think, on the new one. They just actually finished a new car that was actually older than the car they started in. But they had
it's a 4-liter inline 6 Jeep motor.
I love it.
It's a 49-inch wide chassis. So pro trail class, you have to be minimum You can have a minimum of 48, and they're 49. It's a 20-year-old chassis, and the car works well, but the technology is definitely lacking.
Yeah.
And they were still there, had a win in West Virginia, and then a second, I think a second in Indiana, and then they were
Second.
They were tied. Yeah, so I can't remember in Indiana.
They may have been Tennessee.
And they were fighting tied for the Eastern Series with, a Sasquatch Motorsports built 49er buggy that had, the best of the best in it, and they were there competitive. They were there right there tied with them.
Love it. I love hearing that because, I mean, as cool as these new spaceship cars are and fun to watch and just drool at how they're constructed and everything. It's great to hear about the old junkyard dogs out there still making it happen with the old school stuff that, we all grew up on and where rock crawling started. So it's cool to see that still happening. Right on. You got a ton of sponsors behind you there, but you want to shout out any of your big sponsors that really support you guys throughout the year?
Yeah, Maxxis Tires is our title sponsor. They've been with us for many, many years, and we definitely couldn't do what we do without those guys. Laser Nut Manufacturing, Cody Wagner does all of our trophies for us, and most events you give out one trophy to that
to the team.
We give out a trophy to the driver and the spotter because they're equally as important, if not more important, on the spotter side than the driver.
Unless you're a good driver, and then it's more important on the driver. Or if you're a really good spotter, then it's more important.
But Cody Wagner takes great care of us with the Laser Nut Manufacturing, and then Brannick Motorsports is our title sponsor for the national championship, and we will give away all of our national championship and our series trophies in Farmington, New Mexico, coming up in September. The big downtown takeover we set up down there, and hand out a bunch of the series hardware from the season coming up in September.
Yeah, that's cool. Right on, man. It's great to see that it's alive and well, and you guys are just running with this thing, and I love it. It's great. Looking forward to Moon Rocks here in a little over a week, and seeing the competition going down out there. So
we're so glad to be back out there. It took us 20 years to get back there.
Yeah.
But as soon as it became available, we started working towards making that happen again.
Yeah, and we do it starting at 6 p.m. So it's going under the lights. And seeing competitive rock crawling under the lights there's nothing else like it. It's super cool. Bring camp chairs, set up, and you can see a lot of the courses and see all the action, and it not be 120 degrees out.
Right. Well, we're just tailing down from our heat wave, so hopefully it'll be nice next week out there, week and a half, I should say. But yeah, it's summer in northern Nevada for sure. But the nights are awesome, and that's perfect. And I love that you guys do it at night. It adds a whole nother element, and it's fun going around during the day and just being able to hang out with everybody where normally they'd be competitive, competing and getting ready and all that. So it's nice to be able to go around and talk to all the different competitors and stuff too.
And that's a great point. Saturday, both Friday from noon on, and then all day Saturday. Come out and hang out with the drivers.
Saturday, I think there's going to be a WRC competition. So if you want to bring out an RC crawler, and they will have, they'll be setting up a We Rock style competition. And then Friday, not only is it tech and registration, but it's also the Brannick Hot Dog Friday that we do. So come out and get lunch. Doesn't matter if you're part of the team, if you're just a spectator, somebody coming through, come hang out, meet the team, see what Friday's going to be, and get some lunch.
Yeah,
there you go.
We typically go through a couple hundred hot dogs and hamburgers that that we feed everybody. So everybody's welcome. Come out while food lasts, and we'll have hot dogs, hamburgers, and chips and drinks and all that stuff. So It's a great time to come out, check out the cars, and visit with the teams. Like you said, when they're not stressing about what the next course is looking like,
right.
or what the team they're battling against, what they're doing. So
as soon as that you get to about 4:00 and they're walking, they're re-walking the course for the third time, and all of a sudden the air changes a little bit, and it gets serious.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm looking at the weather app here, and it's going to be 100, 102 there this weekend, but it starts cooling down and be in the low 90s, so that's perfect. It'll make for some.
Oh man,
great,
we're going to sell out of hoodies again.
Last year it ended up actually raining.
That's
Saturday,
right.
Just before, and everybody was coming up for hoodies. Everybody,
we sold every hoodie we had.
It didn't matter if
there were little kids.
We had a 3. If we only had 3XL, that'll fit. That'll be good enough. We're cold.
Perfect.
So it was amazing last year because it blew through, cooled stuff off, and then we pretty much started.
It
started Saturday night.
That's right. Yeah, good old Northern Nevada thunderstorm. You never know. They'll just come out of nowhere. We got a saying, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes up here. So it's great. Well, right on, guys. Anything else you want to talk about? We covered a lot of ground.
I'm glad that we had the opportunity to finally catch up with you, and we look forward to seeing you at Trail Hero again this year as well.
Yes, I will be there.
It'll be a great time. We might have to see if we can get out on a trail with you guys. So,
hey, that'd be fun. Absolutely.
We always say that we're going to try and do that, and then it always turns out to be a lot of work, and we're tired.
We'll make it happen. We'll just make it happen. We set a time and make it happen. It's good. But happy to have you guys on and tell your story, and totally looking forward to Moon Rocks coming up and seeing everybody out there. So right on.
We're super excited. We've got so much going on behind the scenes, and really looking forward to the years coming up here as we move forward and really start pushing hard to grow competitive rock crawling back into. We probably won't hit the glory days of early rock crawling, but building a great professional, family-oriented style organization is definitely our goal, and it's been fun having a hand in it for the past 5 years for sure.
Awesome. Great stuff. Well, thank you guys. And we'll see you in a few days out there at Moon Rocks.
Sounds great. We'll see you soon.
Good. Well, there you go. So great interview. They love what they do. The passion is there. They put on a great organized event, and, creating this opportunity for these people to compete. And, like they said, they love to see it get back to the heyday, but I don't know. It's doing really well right now. And I see it on the upswing, more people getting involved, and especially with the sportsman class. So like James, our buddy Samurai James competed last year, and he's going to compete this year.
Good.
And you can, you can go out there as a rec wheeler. They talked about, some of the things you got to do to your vehicle, the 2 fire extinguishers and such. It's not much.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go out and compete and see what you can do. And they are cool courses, and if you love extreme wheeling or putting your rig and you to the test, it's a great opportunity to go out there and kind of see what kind of a competition wheeler you are.
It's pretty crazy to watch. I mean, I watched some of those videos on YouTube and whatnot, and I tell you, it's like they show the trail and it's like, there's no way that they're going to drive in that. But these extreme rigs with their 4-wheel steering and their, cutting brakes and their this, that, and the other thing, and not portals and whatever. I mean, every cool shit that you could possibly imagine, as long as you can afford it, or your sponsors are willing to throw it at you, you can. And then you look at the trails, you're like, there's no way they're going to be able to drive up that undercut or that whatever. And it's like wall. then they do, and it's like shit.
That's it is. It's wild. And I mentioned the Donner rock crawl that they used to have over here. Right off of Highway 80 there at Donner Ski Ranch. And I'd love to see that come back. So we need to get the word out. Whoever's out there that has contacts that could make this happen, start pulling those making those phone calls and sending emails or text or whatever you need to do, because it's just an incredible venue as well.
Yep.
Enjoyed sitting down with them and looking forward to seeing them in person here in the next few days. And
sweet.
Hopefully we'll see some of you people, our listeners out there at Moonrocks.
Make sure you have
15th of August.
Make sure you have your sunscreen, plenty of fluids, water, Gatorade, and maybe a big sun hat or whatever, just to stay cool.
Yeah, during the day, the competition starts at 6, and then it goes on till 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night under the lights. So that is a nice feature of this event. You get to hang out during the day with the drivers, and you can go out and wheel and all that stuff. You can't drive the courses and practice per se on the exact courses, but there's plenty of opportunities to go wheeling and hone in your skills around there. So
for sure.
Well, good stuff. Well, we got another one in the can.
Sweet.
We'll keep pushing forward here. I will record some content at Sierra Trek. A little sneak peek is Suli Bunn.
Oh, nice.
Dear friend of the podcast here. She's going to talk about her new Hug a Rock Foundation.
So
we'll get her on the podcast, and I'm sure there'll be some other people run into up there, and get some fun interviews, even if they're just a short little 10-15 minute snippet. Looking forward to talking to some people up there.
Good. Well, I'm sorry I'm going to miss that, but there's other forces in play in my life, so they take precedent right now.
Well, we'll have a drink in your honor, maybe several drinks in your honor.
And that's good, because I can't drink right now. So 3+ weeks without a drop. So
you feel better?
Yeah, relatively.
Yeah.
But anyway, without getting into details. But okay, cool. How do they get a hold of us, Jason?
Well, you can go onto the old IG, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. Our email address is chris@wheelingwineandwhiskey.com, jason@wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. Lorenzo doesn't even check his anymore.
No.
He's still not awake. And then, of course, there's our phone number. Okay.
408-800-5169. 408-800-5169. Call and leave a voicemail, and we'll play it on the air.
That's right. So hit us up. I love getting those messages on the comments, I guess, on Spotify there. So
yep.
Either way, just send up smoke signals, or maybe not smoke signals. That's not appropriate this time of the year. But a carrier pigeon, something, and we love to hear from our family out there, our four-wheeling family.
That's
campfire
right.
families.
And get your campfire permit if you don't have it. It's there's a link to that in the show notes every week that we drop an episode. Make sure you check the show notes. There's lots of information there. You can support our sponsor. There's a link to Ruby Tracks there. If you I hate to say it, but summer's just about over. And you need to place your order for your Ruby Track so you can continue recreating in the forests and in the snow that's going to fall this year, because it's from what I'm hearing, could be epic.
I'm trying not to get too overly excited, but as we get closer, I mean, we're 4 months away, 3.5 months away. I'm like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. So let me just say that.
Well, let's hope. I mean, obviously the weather changes, by minute, but the climatologists are saying good things, and let's see if that comes true. That'd be great. So, because the last winter was a dud.
A dud.
All right. Well, have fun up at Trek. Have fun at We Rocks. I'm sure I know you and I will be talking offline mucho, but in the meantime, let's keep on living.
All right. Sounds good, man. And with that,
we're out.